Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. I think at some point Norway capitulated and I just didn't notice, which is a tragedy. The Winter War is also still going on with seemingly no end in sight. I think the Soviet Union might actually win this. Historically, Germany did have forces in Finland, but they appear not to at the moment. And USSR has gotten a hold of Åland, which is an interesting outcome. Got the heavy ship built, so I think we're about at our point where we'll be able to build a level 3 battlecruiser, which I'll get some of in production pretty soon. And that will be absolutely delightful. Ah, yes. Mechanized. That is something I need to get into production just as fast as I can. I think we're nearly done with building up infrastructure in West Virginia, so I think I'm going to tick that up to the top once it's time. There is that. I don't actually need these bonuses urgently. With better torpedoes. Please tell me I researched Engine 3. I did research Engine 3. Alright. We're going to put a pin in, I think, commando training. But then otherwise we're going to focus on accelerating our build-up, because that's some stuff we need a lot. We will also get a lot more factories back once we're done buying all this tasty infantry equipment, which we are going to continue to use. In fact, I think another... We're not quite there yet with... Can't do too many armies of too many more marine divisions quite yet. But let's get some more infantry divisions in training. Oh, no, you know what? We'll start with some heavy assault divisions. That'll be fun. There's the improved small aircraft researched. And do I want to get started on the improved heavy? I don't think yet. I think we're going to continue to bang away at naval for the moment. So I think once we get up to 20 for infantry equipment, we'll probably queue in another 5. Okay, here we go. Here's an event that probably should have happened sooner, but we'll see. The Second Vienna Award. A treaty has been signed at Vienna following German arbitration that will see northern Transylvania restored to Hungarian rule. The territory had previously been awarded to the Kingdom of Romania upon the conclusion of World War I, leading to a bitter dispute. Are these the first of many borders to be adjusted? Now that a new order seems to have been established in Europe, we will see how long this lasts. Interesting. So they gave them northern Transylvania, but they didn't give them Crisana, Banat, or Transylvania proper, which is interesting. I think this is the historical outcome, but you can give them those 3 states as well to Hungary. But if you do, Romania goes, definitely don't want to be in the Axis. These guys seem like jerks. Stole a bunch of my territory. Alright. Time for heavy air. Interesting. Oh, right. Let's design ourselves some light aircraft, shall we? So first, we want an engine 3. We want every heavy machine gun. We want radio nav, drop tanks, and let's see. Doesn't help us. Self-soothing fuel tanks. Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of rubber. Let's do it. So this is going to be the F-40. And once again, it's using a silly... I don't know why it always defaults to that biplane design, but it does. So we'll start producing those. Obviously, we're going to need a little bit more rubber for that, but it is what it is. Although, actually, well, I'm building a bunch of synthetic refineries, so we'll probably be okay. That having been said, it's probably something I should look to focus more on as things go on, so that I can continue to build up an effective supply that is in the United States, so that I don't wind up in a situation where I am, for example, trading with a country that ceases to exist. Which is something that for sure can happen. Doing pretty good, still a little bit short of infantry equipment. The Treaty of Craiova. More concessions have been forced in the Kingdom of Romania, with Bulgaria reclaiming southern Dobruja here. The territory was annexed by Romania in 1913 after the Second Balkan War and is still mostly populated by ethnic Bulgarians and Turks. Regardless of the reasoning, the Kingdom of Romania now stands significantly weakened. Of little concern. Let's quickly go ahead and work on air again. Very good. Put out another 4 fighter wings. And over here, we can still continue to increase. So we got a couple more wings available. And we've almost got our heavy fighter, an entire wing of our heavy fighters ready to go. So we will build those up. And there's our other light armored division. We're still pretty short on army experience, but we're going to need an absolute fistful of it to make our proper armored division template. So that's going to be a minute before we get going with that. I might actually do some army exercises just to get myself the experience. And Legionary Romania has joined the Axis. Alright, so Romania has been cooed by fascists, and they've joined the Axis. So now they're led by Ion Antonescu. The Prince of... Oh, he's a Prince of Terror. That's a regular ability. Alright, how much army experience we get from exercises? Not much, to be honest. In fact, very little. I'm not... No, that's not worth it. Alright. We're going to stop building up our tech for our espionage tech for the time being. We're plenty good with that. Improved computing machine. Excellent. We got better fire control. And I think when that gets done, we'll have everything we could possibly want for building in 1940 battlecruiser. Which I like ever so much. Go ahead with one more. On the other hand, let's actually finish out Marines. Oh yeah, and that gives I think we get extra something somewhere here. Yeah, here we go. So a 12 division Marine Corps seems very respectable I think that will provide all of the force we'll need to do the island hopping that we'll need to do in the Pacific whenever we need to do it. So I think I'm considering whether to increase the size of the army of the Philippines by another 12 divisions. I would like to hold the Philippines, if at all possible. On the other hand, I don't want it to become a source of vulnerability in the war against Japan, which it could do, and which would be a problem. So maybe we'll hold off for now. I'm very confident in my capacity to take all these islands, though. We'll see. I say we'll see as though I have plenty of time to decide, and I kind of do, but I also kind of don't. Let's go ahead and get... We're doing historical. We're doing historical, so I'm going to go with strategic bombing for my air doctrine. But on the other hand... Airborne divisions is so good. On the other hand, it might be a good time to do military construction and USACE projects. Yeah. Give us a nice chunk of extra factories. Yeah, I think it's time. Alright. So, getting started on producing half-tracks, which is excellent. Representative criticizes president. It is what it is. The assault divisions are probably going to be slow-building animals for now. Yeah, it's going to take a while before we're ready to get those fully deployed. But getting a good supply of medium tanks together. Once again, we're going to need, I think, about 60 army experience to get our medium tank division fully prepared, because we're going to replace the light armor with medium armor and the motorized infantry with mechanized. Let's go ahead and build 2 more light tank divisions as well. And get those ready to go, and that'll be the extent of our light tank forces. Oh, wow, United Kingdom is really winning the war against Italy over here. I think they navally invaded Tripoli. Turkey deliver an investment portfolio. Representatives from Turkey have visited our country and met with many of our politicians in hopes of garnering endorsements for their investment scheme. The government of Turkey would like us to use our resources to better their industrial capacities, capabilities, and output. Turkish officials have inferred that by assisting their nation, we might be able to expect aid of our own in the future in the form of military alliance between our nations. We shall not sign their fasting bargain. I don't want to invest in Turkey. That doesn't seem like a good call. Interestingly, Free France has got a hold of this territory in Africa. Vichy France is holding Indochina. Free France has... What city is this? It's just a treaty port. They're not actually holding the city of Madras, because I know Goa is here. Hey, there's the cipher for Japan completed. Wonderful. So we'll queue Italy in here, and we'll continue to work on them as well. Alright, there's air-launched torpedoes. Wonderful. And we'll go with heavy bombs. We'll work on, we'll work on getting a proper strategic bomber developed. There's all or nothing armor scheme, so let's go ahead with developing an up-to-date cruiser. How far are we from having 35 days? Alright, so let's continue to queue in. We'll put more in the convoys for now. And then, once we've got the battle cruiser designed, we'll work on getting those other ones up. At this point, we're saving political power because once the war kicks off, we're going to want to go to total mobilization. We're going to want to put women in the workforce, and we're going to want to go to extensive conscription, and all that's going to cost 400 political power exactly. So we're going to wait on all that stuff until that has been done, and until we're ready to do that. I think I waited a little too long to build up infantry equipment production. Now I'm kind of feeling the crunch here. So I think I might, once I got a few half-tracks in production, I might go ahead and tick my my infantry equipment back up above once I'm at like maybe 7 factories there. Because that's still going slower than I was hoping it would. A useful ally. On the other hand, I do have a lot of medium tanks in the pot and not a lot of mechanized, so getting mechanized building would be very effective from a perspective of getting armor divisions deployed. Oh, look at this! Finland is pushing back now. They're getting lend-lease from Sweden. There's centimetric radar, very good. Let's go ahead and work on atomic research. Again, this is an historical run, so we're trying to do historical things. That will include developing the atomic bomb. Let's see. Wow, we have a lot of special forces capacity. So, we've got our marine divisions. Let's make ourselves a marine army. We'll turn them blue. And a good person to lead them is True Scott. He's got the commando ability. And a lot of options. Let's give him... Let's give him Fortress Buster. That's very good. These also offer some really strong options. But he'll be our naval invasion guy. I don't remember if historically Lucian Truscott was a Marine general or not, but I like him. I like him for Marines. And there's advanced fire control. Excellent. So let's go ahead with... Now's the time to start working on the artillery. And let's go ahead with designing a battle cruiser. See, this is the Norfolk Naval Yard. Let's go ahead and, before we do that, let's set up some more bonuses. Need some extra anti-air, light attack. Okay, here we go. Primary battery output, super heavy shells, extra heavy attacking piercing, extra light attacking piercing, light attacking piercing, high production cost. Ooh. This seems very good. Oh, but slower production for these huge ships. You know what? We'll go with heavy. Alright. Light attack and anti-air. Requires all of the following. Alright. We will do... Oh, cripes. I didn't realize I only had 2 points. Well, that was dumb. That was really dumb. Congratulations, me. Let's set a policy. With those contracts, extra funds gain, vertical integration, extra resource, reduced need but increased penalty, genius, extra reliability. Oh, that's really nice. Experimental development, welding specialists, output cost. Oh, that's very strong. Space efficient design, max range. Oh, that's really good. Stable gunnery platforms, hit chance, great sea keeping, reduced weather penalty, coastal battle fleet. Let's do stable gunnery platforms. That seems really good. Oh, we can double up. Oh, that's really good. I had no idea. That's really, really strong. Cool. All right. So let's build ourselves a modern battlecruiser. So we're going to give these battlecruiser armor 3, heavy engines, dual purpose. Basically, I'm going to put heavy batteries in the corners, and everything else is going to be all gunnery all the time. Put a little anti-air in there. Not as strong anti-air as I would like to have, but still very respectable. Not as fast a machine as I would like, but still quite good. We'll call this the Battle Cruiser 3. An extremely solid 39.1 armor, 17.2 anti-air, 83.1 heavy attack, 42 heavy piercing, and quite a substantial accuracy bonus from our tasty machine rangefinder here. So yeah, a very solid battle cruiser for 14k production. So we're going to build a bunch of these. We'll do 4 so far. And we'll attach them all to the main battle force. But this is going to go to basically our main battle fleet, which is going to see a lot of service in the Pacific. It's going to be doing a lot of work against Japan, and I'm going to be relying mostly on Great Britain for naval supremacy in Europe. So we'll get those started. We'll trade for the additional chromium that we need. Thanks, Cuba, for all that. I definitely will not invade you anytime soon. We're just about finishing up with these contracts for this extra infantry equipment, which will get us some increased construction speed once those are done. Let's see how things are looking in Europe. Wow. Okay, so the UK has gotten... This is probably a UK battle. Gotten pretty close. Let's see what naval intelligence looks like. Wow. Italy's fleets have been completely decimated. Germany's fleets are mostly intact. And I don't think there's anyone fighting Japan navally at the moment. The people who do most of that work would be me, so their fleet is still pretty strong overall. That policies thing is interesting. I'll definitely need to look into that at a later point. Probably shouldn't have spent that army experience, but I think it was worth it to get those upgrades. definitely working on on getting towards that armored division design. Got 49 mechanized so far, and there's the Finland and Soviet white piece. So that means Soviet Union takes some territory over here and over here, and Finland gets to not be in the war anymore. Congratulations to Finland. Military construction, and then we'll go ahead with USACE projects. So that'll give us a nice chunk of extra factories to play with. We got 7 and 7 for the half-tracks and the improved light self-propelled artillery, so I'm going to put infantry equipment back up at the top. And Italy declares war on the Kingdom of Greece. So we should get an event about this. The Kingdom of Greece joins the Allies. With the United Kingdom already having taken over Albania, though, Greece is in like a much better place than they normally would be. So they're able to push against Romania, and provided a huge number of German troops don't show up, they might actually be able to hold and maybe win there. Legionary Romania cedes Bessarabia to the Soviet Union. Legionary Romania has been forced to give in to an ultimatum from the Soviet Union. The territories of Bessarabia have been passed to Soviet control, and the Romanian state is left with its borders diminished. It remains to be seen how Legionary Romania will avoid further losses. They're in an unfortunate position. Very curious to see how things go. I also want to point out, I feel like this event should have happened first, but we'll see. After massing forces along the Romanian border, the Soviet Union has issued an ultimatum to the government in Bucharest for the immediate transfer of Bessarabia to their control. The region once belonged to the Russian Empire, which the Soviet Union sees as a sufficient legal basis for their demands. Romania has declared that it has no choice but to accede, and its forces have withdrawn from Bessarabia. Interesting. I think Japan has stalled out in China. They are slowly pushing into the Guangxi Click here, but I think they may have reached an impasse again, as pushing inland in China is pretty difficult for Japan, just because the supply gets really rough. We do have our army experience now, so let's go ahead and furbish our medium tank divisions. Obviously, this is going to cost a huge pile of army experience, but it's going to be worth it. These are going to be very, very solid divisions. Kerblam. Alright, so these take 300 tanks a pop. And how many tanks have we got in the pot? 1,200? That's pretty solid. We'll go ahead and we switch these recon over to being armored recon. How much would that impact our hardness? 72% versus 72%. Alright, it would not. Alright, let's go ahead and train some armored divisions. We'll train 6. Tempted to train more, frankly. We'll train 8. 8 armored divisions. I've once again run into our shortage of infantry equipment, and obviously there's a huge shortage of mechanized going on here, but I think we'll be basically all right. We've gotten through all of our other ones, so I'm going to once again put infantry equipment up at the top here. I think for the moment I'll let those be. We're about to get to the point where we can design our strategic bomber. So I'm going to queue in. That's going to be in about 2 more weeks. Once the improved large airframe is researched. So I'm going to queue in more of those as time goes by. Let's service our air situation a little bit here. Fighter growth has slowed on account of... Oh, that's right. We got fighter bombers over here. Fighter growth has slowed on account of we switched over our air template. I forgot to design carrier air, so we'll go ahead and do that. What a hero. Always remembering to do the important things. So for our fighter design, just put 2 armor and engines. I think we'll probably repeat that. Engine 3. Armor. And we'll do... Not dive brakes. We'll do radio navigate. Ooh, air-to-air radar. Oh, that's only interception. I don't know that. We'll do air-to-air radar. And then for weapons, how many heavy machine guns can we fit on the plane? Not quite that many. That many. Nice. Not bad. Carrier fighter 40. Give you this visual design. Let's see. For this research slot, we'll do excavation. Not a high priority, but we do have to get it. And then, so that's the carrier fighter. And then for the carrier naval bomber, I've done just the same, so we'll not fix what ain't broke. We'll do mounted, and can't double up on torpedoes, so that's just fine. Engine 3, armor, and radio nav. And we'll call this the CNB 40. Kablam. We'll switch directly over to those. And we'll queue in one more factory into each just to get those units up to date. And they're solid. Might go all the way up to a full Marine army, but we'll see. Perfect. Time for carriers. And then I think once we get the improved large airframe researched, we'll go ahead and build that, we'll design that aircraft, and then we'll call it... Oh, I actually can hold on, I can design a new medium aircraft. I completely had missed that. What a smarty. Alright, so, for medium terrestrial... We're just all on medium bomb bays for the moment. Okay, we can only get 2 of those. That's going to be fine. Special modules we'll do... We'll do electronics. That's going to give us some extra... Let's do radio nav 2, and we'll also do bomb sites. That'll give us extra strategic bombing capabilities, and then we'll load up just hella defense turrets. Shoot at me, will you? Alright, so we'll call this... what was I saying? Yeah, terrestrial bomber. So this will be the TB-40. Yep, North American Aviation is fine for this one. Once again, we'll change over to the proper visual design. And then for the split bomber, we'll just do medium bomb bay. Can't triple up like that. These are still primarily naval bombers, though, so really. Oh, right, because we're... Oops. I think we might be able to do both. No, can't do that. Alright, so then we'll do... For your navigation, I don't think bomb sites are good for these ones. Special modules will do flying boat for extra surface detection. And then we'll do some heckin' defense turrets. Okay, can't do that many defense turrets. We'll do light defense turrets. Really? Still can't, huh? We'll do individual light defense turrets. Oop. Not that one, this one. Okay, alright. I'm done playing around with this. What did I call these? GPB? Okay, I didn't give them a name. We'll call these the GPB-40. The General Purpose Bomber. General Purpose Medium Bomber. 40. Let's see, what's a good looking design for these? How about... Let's do this boy. This boy right here. Cool, and then finally, well, let's pick our research. Time to do. I did it without a company. That's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. Put the extra ones into these cruisers. And now, finally... Oh, wait. I should get over to building those things. Basic bomber becomes the TV-40. UI becomes the GPMB-40. And probably we'll queue... Yeah, we're going to queue a couple more into each of these. And then 2 more into small aircraft. And then into fighters. I should just say fighters. Let's go ahead and design ourselves a heavy fighter. These are obligatorily 4-engine fighters, bombers. They cost a bazillion industrial capacity. Before we do that, let's pick out what we want for Boeing. Where are we? Here we go. Air defense or bombing? I'm going to go with defense. Interesting. Bunch of different weird ones here. That's transports only. There we go. Alright, so those will be the bonuses that the plane will get. And anyone who's experienced this game is just going to need to prepare for these to be really bad, because I don't know anything about using strategic bombers. We're doing this for the sake of history. And, yeah, we'll see. So we'll definitely need radio navigation and bomb sites. That's kind of is what it is. And then we'll just do big ol'... We'll take our enemies to Turret Town. No, that's not wise. I think for these ones, we're gonna want self-sealing fuel tanks for sure. And maybe... No, flying boat's not useful for this type. Armor plates, no. 3 bomb bays. This is going to give us 45 strategic bombing strike. Can I do one more? No, I cannot. Alright, this should be good. Call this the SB-40. Costs 125 production. And it's a giant monster. A huge, ridiculous joke plane. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good visual for it. Building type. And we're just going to queue 10 factories into this. As you can see, I'm not a giant proponent of strategic bombing. I think it's maybe a little bit of a waste even. But you know, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be an interesting run. Whew, that took a lot of time. I apologize for that, but hopefully we'll be set on air designs for the moment. But that is all the time we've got for tonight's episode. Let's see how things are going. The war in Greece is proceeding apace, but the front has narrowed, so maybe Britain will continue to hold out. Greece will continue to hold out with British help at Thessaloniki. We'll see. Over in China, it does appear that Japan has made a little bit of progress in the east, but again, there's a lot of China to take over. They haven't made any significant progress against the Guangxi clique, and Taiwan still remains in Chinese hands. So, I think China's prospects remain excellent. But that is it for tonight. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I will see you all on the other side.